All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you guys this now. I already spoiled it. So, spoiled it? I already spoilered it. So, how video games took over politics. Streamers such as Zach Asmongold Hoyt have more influence than ever. What are they really saying? This came out this morning, guys. This literally right before stream. This came out. Isn't it crazy that the Daily Wire is like hiring bankruptcy lawyers and trying to like refinance sections of their company because they're not doing well? Meanwhile, this fucking mold man can just get on air and do better than like years of advertising on behalf of the Daily Wire. When Representative Al Green of Texas started shouting and waving his cane around during Trump's address to Congress last month, pundits described the Democrat as causing a disruption, pulling a stunt, or peacefully protesting. In the wilds of online alternative media, another term was being used. Malding. Oh my God. Mauled is a blend of mad and bald. It's video gamer slang for getting so angry after suffering a loss that you pull your hair out. No! Why don't these people ever ask this is not what that means. Oh my God. Why don't these people ever ask actual people in the gaming community for the definitions? I thought, maybe I'm wrong. I thought malding was like you're getting so mad that your hair is literally falling out. Like the stress of your the stress being caused to you is forcing hair to flee. Oh my God, whatever. I learned the word by watching Twitch, the streaming platform that's famous for turning video games into a spectator sport. And that, as of late, has become an important forum for political commentary. One of the most popular Twitch streamers right now is a 35-year-old World of Warcraft expert.
Malding equals melding.
One of the most, goes by the name Asmongold and primarily streams under the handle Zach Roar. On the day after Trump's congressional address, Asmongold kicked off his stream by telling his viewers he was excited to finish the new game Monster Hunter Wilds and to sort through the fallout from Trump's speech. Great. Now my grandpa's going to ask me if I'm malding. He pulled up a TV news interview in which Green explained he'd interrupted the president to object to potential Medicaid cuts. Asmongold offered his view interrupting Trump was tantamount to malding out, which makes people think you're a fucking R-word. Asmongold, whose real name is Zach Hoyt, is a prominent member of a class of influencers who is helping to remake the American electorate. With an average of more than 2.2 million people tuning into Twitch at any given moment, and the clips of top streamers regularly going mega viral on the wider internet, the platform is, as the journalist Nathan Grayson points out in his new book, Stream Big, comparable in reach to mainstream television networks like CNN and Fox News during primetime slots and major events. And that's without counting other streaming venues such as Kick and YouTube. Oh, God, dude. Christ. During last year's campaign, the Trump camp courted the streamer Aiden Ross in order to help reach a young, largely male constituency that ended up helping decide the election. Trump's second administration has made it even clearer now how the culture of gaming, a pastime enjoyed weekly by 61% of adults, age 36 on average, is bleeding into American politics. The avowed Diablo 4 player, oh my God. Can you even say that he plays? Elon Musk explains Doge's activities with gaming terms such as speedrunning. Get me off this ride. Get me off. Oh. Beating a game way more quickly than its creators intended. I mean, not exactly. It's more like beating a game as quickly as possible. The creators have nothing to do with whether or not, like the people who made, what's the really famous one? The Mario game that's really famous for speedrunning? I never got into speedrunning. Is it Super Mario 64? Is that the one? I'll trust you guys on this. I don't think the people who made Super Mario 64 were like, you are supposed to beat this at this time, right? They made it to be enjoyed, and then some freaks were like, what if I beat this really quickly? I bet I could beat it in 2 minutes. Like, that's fucking freaks, dude. Oh my God. Yes, I'm looking at squeaks. Yes, all speedrunners are insane. All right. No, I'm just kidding. They're just on the spectrum, okay? No need to bully them. Or slashing government at a far faster rate than previously seemed possible. Musk recently beefed with Hassan Piker, a popular leftist Twitch streamer who has been enlisted by Bernie Sanders and AOC to help rally opposition against Trump. He has also publicly feuded with Asmongold after Asmongold criticized Musk for exaggerating his own gaming accomplishments, which is kind of like the 2020s equivalent of a politician fudging their golf handicap or war zone experience. I can't believe this article is doing the opposite of explain it in gaming terms, explain it in Minecraft terms. Oh my God. I've been dipping in and out of Asmongold's channel. No, the mold. No. You need fungicide when you go in there, dude. Careful. Who wrote this? Spencer, be careful. Hazmat suit, bare minimum, okay? Where were we? For the past month, to understand what it means for politics to be processed through the lens of video games. After all, how a society amuses itself tends to affect how it governs itself. The rise of TV, the media theorist Neil Postman famously argued, remade politics into visual entertainment ruled by optics. Professional sports, it's often said, primes people to view elections as a contest between rivals. The internet has inflated the importance of identity and authenticity, inviting campaigners to act like just another face in the social media scroll. Gaming seems to be intensifying the effects of those three media and adding in something else, cynicism. And honestly, this article is pretty good. This is the primary reason why gaming and the gaming sphere and internet culture should never touch politics and should have never touched politics. It's because, like, the people who spend there are a lot of normal people on the internet, but there's also a lot of mentally ill people on the internet. There's a lot of people who are on the internet because they're misanthropes, basically. There are people who are on the internet because they like playing video games and they like having fun with the stuff that's available on the internet. Like, it's their hobby of choice. And then there's a lot of people on the internet who have nowhere else to go and because they hate people. So they spend all their time on the internet. And the internet's been, like, corrupted. It also doesn't help that every single fucking social media algo helps push negativity because it drives up interactions, which drives up clicks to their site. But the cynicism on the internet is, like, one of the worst things. It's objectively one of the worst things. That, and there's always plausible deniability. Oh my God, Asmongold's hair is scraggly and brown. His build is stringy. His eyebrows are given to vigorous wiggling. Oh my God. He likes to brag about not showering for months. Most of his streams start with him taking questions from his viewers, who provide a continuous river of comments in his Twitch chat room. The topics might include what he ate last night, possibly taco cabana, what he thinks of puzzle games, not a fan. The reason why is I don't want to think. And whether he's ever going to stream from the White House. We'll see what happens. He then starts browsing the internet, sharing his screen with his viewers while clicking among memes and new clips shared on Reddit and X. He'll watch speeches and news segments in full, pausing every so often to add an uh-oh or a let's go or a longer bit of analysis. Am I lost, or is Larry David shitting on it? No, sorry. We finished the Larry David segment. Sorry. We're on this separate article from The Atlantic about they changed the title of it. It used to be, the title of it was it just closed it. The title was what's in my fucking caption. Title. It's what was in my title. How video games took over politics. They changed it to all we wanted to do was play video games. Oh my God. Oh, thanks, Gems. What the hell? Thanks for the sweet message. Okay, continuing. Before I started tuning into Twitch, keeping it on the background while sending emails or cleaning the house, I wondered whether its practitioners were just updated versions of old media archetypes, such as the talk radio host, football commentator, and news anchor. But Asmongold is less energetic and polished than those kind of professionals. The feeling one gets is not of watching him, but watching with him. I mean, that's always been the appeal of Twitch. It's that you get to experience something with the person. That's why it's always had its own space, and it always will have its own space outside of like YouTube or just like pre-prepared content, because you just don't get the same feeling of watching with someone. You just don't. Is it normal that the replay of your current live is not available like the previous one? Yeah, that's just like the VODs don't upload until at the end of stream. All right. Asmongold is less energetic and polished than those kind of professionals. Yep. I sometimes felt a pang of nostalgia for middle school hangouts with friends. A specific form of communication arises from a group of guys staring at the same screen. You murmur nonsense back and forth in a knowingly Neanderthal manner. It's bracketed in irony, based less in thinking than reacting. He's playing the role of a buddy on the couch. I hate how accurate all of this is. This is... The reason I hate it, by the way, is because it feels like my culture is not your costume. Get out! Leave! Ah! Go away! Stop investigating. It's like when your mom comes in your room and is like, "What are you doing, honey?" It's like, "Leave! Get out! Stop! Can't you see I'm busy? Can't you see?" All right. Will they mention the rat alarm clock, though? I hope for everyone's sake they don't. All right. That said, he's a buddy with a lot of opinions. Last year, he was temporarily banned from Twitch for saying that Palestinians were part of an inferior culture. This is the first article, by the way, I've seen that actually accurately represents what Twitch bans are like. Because every single other platform says like temporarily suspended or like they were banned for 2 weeks or whatever. I feel like they're all... This one feels good. I don't know how else to explain it. For saying that Palestinians were part of an inferior culture whose destruction he doesn't mourn. He's apologized. Earlier this month, he attracted controversy for saying trans kids exist only because of adults' mental illnesses. He doubled down on that one, but his style is far from the stridency of provocateurs such as Candace Owens and Newsmax's Trump apologists. Instead, he's detached or wryly amused. He comes off like a burned-out tutor hired to translate current events into gamer speak for distracted teens. For example, he said Trump's tariffs were fixing the loot council, equating global capital to gold or treasures earned in a World of Warcraft raid. Indeed, Asmongold's foray into the political commentary often... How far in this article are we? Sorry. Okay, it's not that long. Sometimes some articles are like 20 years long, and I'm like, I don't know if I have enough strength for that. All right, where were we? His foray into political commentary often seems to have been undertaken half-heartedly. The gaming world's rightward drift can be traced back to the Gamergate controversy of a decade ago, when a vocal slice of gamers organized an angry backlash to game designers and journalists who had been trying to make the art form more diverse and inclusive. All we wanted to do was play games, Asmongold said in a recent stream. And then they had to put girls in video games. And so now we have to elect Donald Trump to stop that. He was speaking in a sarcastic deadpan, but he was suggesting the truth about a particular brand of conservatism that has taken hold of numerous men lately. In many cases, it's driven not by a committed belief system, but by a tribal vendetta against, to use one of his favorite terms, the, quote, R words of the identity-focused left. This particular slur actually says a lot about Asmongold's outlook. He presents himself as standing for opinions that are so widely shared and so obvious that disagreeing with him means you're intellectually disabled, and by the logic of his usage of the word, suggests he thinks pitiful. He'll often reiterate that he's no partisan hack. Unlike many elected Republicans, he's in favor of universal basic income and a constitutional right to an abortion. I place pretty much no values in principles or morality, he said in one stream. I think that these are top-down ideas that are given to you by the elites. The professed disregard for ideology is, of course, hardly rare these days. Joe Rogan's entire brand is free thinking. Even Trump likes to justify his decisions as being common sense. It sucks that this article doesn't get into the history of Asmongold and how his recent turn to cynicism is very new. And he's only entered this venture because it's profitable. This sort of logic is perhaps why the term NPC, or non-playable character, has become trendy on the right. In video games, an NPC is a computer-controlled ally or opponent. Such as a blacksmith who sells the player's gear, and a goblin whom the player must slay. Their pool of dialogue is limited, and their characterization thin. They have no real identity beyond how the player sees them. In recent years, Musk and many others have taken to calling their liberal oppositions or opponents NPCs. Ironically enough, this disc suggests its own ideology. Politics isn't a disputed among philosophical visions for a better world, or even a contest among constituencies for resources. It's a quest for certain humans who matter to defeat people-shaped obstacles that don't. This is beautifully written, by the way. The one thing this article assumes is that Asmon's consistent. Big mistake. Yeah. Yeah. I mean... I'll get into it at the end. In this schema, Trump is simply the man who's rescuing the country from the rule of the brainless. Asmongold's commentary about the president usually focuses not on whether or not any given decision by Trump is wise in its own right, but rather on how the average or normal person is going to react. Asmongold has, for example, little particular insight about the economy. Quote, I don't really care about whether the tariffs are good or bad. I don't give a fuck, he said in one stream. But he seems to have schadenfreude about the distress the tariffs have caused. Over and over, he's hammered the idea that normal people don't care about the stock market in the same way that the elites who are criticizing Trump's policies do. Asmongold doesn't agree with everything Trump does, but he clearly thinks that the president is scaring the right people. This is unbelievably accurate, by the way. And, like, it's the most obvious when you watch him talking about, like, a video that describes the tariffs. He picks a partial news site that's talking about the tariffs and how it's going to impact trade between the US and China. And everything he says is immediately either disproven in a day or two, or doesn't make any sense at all, or is just repeating what the person in the video is saying. The video on, like, we watched it on stream on, like, one of the Mold Mondays, but there's a video of him talking about how China is going to be impacted by the tariffs. At one point, he says, like, obviously, Trump has to apply the tariffs equally to all of the neighboring countries, to, like, Vietnam and Taiwan and Japan, because otherwise China's just going to move their fucking production into those countries. Hello? And then guess what? 2 days later, Trump increases the tariffs on China, and he removes the tariffs on all the, well, he drops it to 10% on all the other countries. Like, he's not speaking from a place of authority. He's not speaking from a place of intelligence. He's saying what he's reacting to shapes and colors. He's assuming that what Trump is doing is correct. So he builds justification for it. And if that doesn't work out, it's art of the deal. And this happens multiple times in this video. Like it's awe-inspiring. I hate these motherfuckers because they immediately just pull the nihilism card on any criticism. Well, the problem is, like, there's a reason that a lot of Asmongold's old community feels alienated by Asmongold now, right? Like, this is going to sound insane, but he was not such a nihilist douchebag. And that's putting it nicely. I'm sure he would agree with that term. And there's, like, I remember the train derailment in Ohio, and, like, the schism that caused in his community, like his blatant, like, kind of disregard, the blasé attitude he had, where he was reacting to, like, this video of this woman saying, like, she's fucked because she can't move, and him kind of, like, laughing about it. Like, the thing that's depressing is that Asmongold's current commentary just attracts, like, the biggest losers of all time. It's to not care at all about the world. That's like a middle schooler's understanding of the world. That's what I was like when I was in middle school. I was like, yeah, well, nothing matters, and caring about things is lame, and being blasé about everything is cool, because caring about things is for losers. Only losers care about things, unlike me, who doesn't care about anything. And then when you're an adult, you're like, wait, that's stupid. Every cool person I've ever met, every single person who has been attractive to me, and I don't mean I mean just like in a platonic friendship way, every person that has had a crazy aura has been someone who's cared a lot about something. Like, it is an attractive quality to care as an adult. People who care have charisma that cannot be matched by people who don't care, which is why you get older and you're like, wait, caring about things actually is really cool. Apathy is for losers with a loser ideology. It's for people who've given up. It's for people who think, well, my life is over. I'm 25 and I haven't finished college. My life's over. Time to give up. And it's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Huh? Oh, hey, Doug. How's it going? That's why only man children keep saying they miss the old iDubbbz. Can I be honest with you guys? I never really watched iDubbbz growing up, basically at all. Not on like a principled position. The algorithm just never suggested iDubbbz videos to me. And so I went back. I was like, you know what? I should go watch. I want to see what people think like about iDubbbz's old work. So I went and I watched his Leafy video, and man, I know YouTube was like, it was a different era back then. Sorry, wait, before we get into that. Why waste your time on Aspen? Because the fucking Atlantic is reporting on it. Because he's in mainstream fucking media, mainstream fucking news. Oh my god, because the mainstream media is talking about Twitch streaming, something I do. Of course I'm going to cover this. Oh my god. Anyways, going back to the old iDubbbz video. I went back and I watched it and I was like, okay, first of all, I know that the internet was a different time and like certain, I'm not even talking about slurs, by the way. I'm talking about like the way videos were made. Like the first 2 minutes of that video, sorry, after the first skit, after the content cop skit, like where he's wearing the cop outfit or whatever, him talking, the first minute is like one of the most brutal things I've ever watched. It's just cringe and boring. It's just like he overlays a bunch of different characters talking about, I think like Leafy or something. And it's just annoying. It's not good. It's not a video that would ever do well today. And like the major criticisms is just him calling him the R word and stupid. Like it was so bad that it was good. In 2025, that video was so bad that it somehow became good. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways. No chin, dude. The fact that more than half the video is dedicated to talking about the fact that Leafy has no chin is unbelievably insane. It's crazy. But like, that's not a good video. That's just like bottom of the barrel garbage because this is fucking YouTube in 2015 or whatever when there was nothing. Like you went on, you know what? The most high effort content on YouTube was, I'm not joking, epic rap battles. That was like high effort content, like incredibly, like it was some of the only high effort content at the time. Vsauce was pretty good too. And Vsauce, you know what? I'll give it to Vsauce. The research that went into those Vsauce videos, they still hold up, by the way. Red versus Blue does not hold up. As someone who watched it and then went back and watched it, I was like, this shit is so boring. Like, I really definitely enjoyed this because there was nothing better on YouTube. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Europe is so cringe now. My hottest take is that I still like epic rap battles. I'm sorry. I'm a theater kid. Of course I'm still going to like it. Oh. Don't diss Jenna Marbles. Well, listen, Jenna Marbles was good content, but it wasn't necessarily not. I don't think most of the content was necessarily high effort content. It was just that it was like groundbreaking content, if that makes sense. Although I'm sure some of them were. I didn't watch that much Jenna Marbles. I'm a Jenna Marbles enjoyer. But anywho, sorry to get off topic. Yeah, that was like slop. That was actually slop. That was crazy slop. But people liked iDubbbz back then because he would make fun of people who kind of deserved it, for a lack of better words. Like Leafy deserved it, which is why people cheered him on. Like Keemstar deserved it, which is why people cheered him on. And it's just the only people that are not enjoying the new iDubbbz are the people who like Ethan. But I think Ethan deserves the criticism he's getting. Right? And also the video is way better organized now. Like, objectively, it has, like, it glides from point A to point B to point C very smoothly. But anyways. All right. Back to where we were. Oh, God. My brother 100% is one of those old fans. He loved gaming and the ROP, but he's pro worker rights, so it's pretty sad. Yeah. Yeah. I highly recommend it, by the way. If you haven't taken a good look at it, you should go look at items with old content. People have re-uploaded it and take a look at it and then rewatch the new content. There's like a thesis in the new content. There's no thesis in the old content. It's just like random point to tangent to making fun of this person over and over again, and that's it. So, all right. Okay, where were we? Clown Anarchy's Swiggity Taco. Thank you for the tier 1. Ryan, thank you so much for the 3 months. Thank you, guys. All right. Oh, Jesus. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Trump is scaring the right people. Sometimes I'd start to wonder what I was doing spending time listening to Asmongold at all, and then I'd notice 60,000 people were watching live, or I'd go to his YouTube page and see that the viewership for any given clip found from his stream ranges from the hundreds of thousands to the millions. He may sound like just some guy on the couch, but now he and many other guys on the couch have captured a slice of the voting public and have ties to political figures of influence. Not all gaming streamers are alike. Piker, who's been hyped as the potential Joe Rogan of the left in news coverage since the election, delivers heady Marxist theory and wonkish research on geopolitics in a tone of frat boy exuberance, but Asmongold is the more popular figure, and he's one member of a larger right-leaning ecosystem. Often while watching Asmongold, I thought about the video game concept of the meta. It refers to the shared knowledge among dedicated players about the best practices for succeeding in a game. Yeah. Understanding the meta means approaching video games with a Moneyball mentality. It means knowing, say, the optimal sword to use against a particular boss. Gamers play games for all sorts of reasons, to roleplay, to challenge themselves, to kill time with friends, but digging into the meta means looking beneath a fantastical veneer, story, graphics, and so on to exploit the rules. Well, I wouldn't say exploit the rules. It's like, as someone who enjoys every aspect of, say, like Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know why I said the full name of that. This article is tainting me. I'm becoming a non-gamer reading this article. As someone who likes playing D&D, Christ. I enjoy every aspect of it. I enjoy the RP just as much as I enjoy spending time with my friends, just as much as I enjoy the min-maxing. Like, I am the player that asks the fucking DM when we get to a shop, hey, does the shop owner have 1 pearl worth 250 gold? No. Okay, that's okay. Does the shop owner have 15 fire arrows? No. Okay, that's okay. Does the shop owner have a flint on them? No. Okay, that's okay. Like, I come in with the items that I know shopkeepers are supposed to have, and I just ask over and over again. And I know, like, that's not a player that people necessarily like, but I don't put up a fight. Okay, I'm not like, I don't tell the DM like, oh, actually, a shopkeep at this level should have these items. Okay, I don't do that. All right, I don't do that. I just say like, I just ask if they have the items, and then I ask if we can expect, like, oh man, fellow travel goers, I sure hope we run into a shop that has these items soon. Let's keep going, you know? I sure hope in our next adventure. All right. So I take issue with this breaking the rules, exploiting the rules. It's not exploiting the rules. It's knowing the rules and wanting to have the most fun, okay? All right. To see the world in this way means discounting the ideas that ostensibly govern our society, ethics, beliefs, norms, and instead processing life as a struggle for dominance. The strangest thing about this view of politics is that it's seductive enough, perhaps even addictive enough, to pull people away from the greatest distraction on earth, video games. On the first day I tuned into Asmongold, I was amazed to find him I was amazed to find that it took him 5 full hours of chit-chatting before he finally fired up Monster Hunter Wilds, a game about, well, hunting monsters. In combat, he frantically mashed buttons, hooting big dick whenever he was doing well. During cutscenes, videos advancing the game's narrative, he talked over the dialogue, issuing summaries like, so I have to kill the big thing, right? Okay, wait, listen. That's not because... Look, okay. Look. I haven't... admittedly, I haven't played Monster Hunter Wild, so I can't speak on it. But this is like... Anyone who's played any ARPG that isn't Diablo, you have no idea what's happening in the plot. I'm at like whatever late game looks like for Last Epoch after, you know, getting to level 70 or 60 or whatever with some friends. And I was like, do you guys know what this plot is about? What the fuck is happening in this plot, by the way? I have no fucking idea. I mean, sometimes they'll force you to watch like these like 1-minute cutscenes, and it's like, I literally don't understand. I've skipped all of the dialogue in this game. Like, I'm pretty sure 99% of PoE players have no idea what the story is about. And they're just like, there's a story. All I see is dialogue that needs to be skipped. Oh god, Diablo is an exception because the story is actually kind of dope. All right, anyways, I can't speak on Monster Hunter. I don't know if Monster Hunter is one of the games where you would skip the story. I don't know. I just haven't played it. I recognize his hypnotized, single-minded mentality from my own gaming experience. After a certain amount of playtime, what's on screen stops looking like a coherent world and starts looking like inputs and outputs, challenges and rewards. And when you look up, reality feels like the screen. Man. PoE 2 story is evil is out and we gotta kill it? Oh, okay. Also, the Diablo cutscenes are actually cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a slight Blizzard simp. Okay, my apologies.